In sport, Nigeria's home-based players got their CHAN 2014 campaign back on track with a 4-2 win over Mozambique to send the Mambas packing with one match to go. Nigeria, who lost their first match to Mali, came from behind after Mozambique had taken the lead through Dario Khan, scoring 2 goals in 2 minutes. Stephen Keshi's side wrapped up the win in the 88th minute. South Africa and Mali shared the spoils in the early game, leaving both teams equal on 4 points. This means Nigeria must beat the hosts in their last group game to advance, while Mali need just 1 point from their match to reach the quarterfinals. Hockey fans jammed into Kampala's Lugogo National Hockey Stadium for the 26th edition of the Africa Cup of Club Championships 2013, which began this week. The 9-day African tournament, held every 2 years, brings together the 2 top teams in both genders from leagues across the continent. It's also recognized as the flagship event of the Africa Hockey Federation. Women's defending champions Kenya's TELKOM Orange are on course for a 3rd consecutive title after reaching the semi-finals. In the men's events, Shakia of Egypt, who've been the most dominant team over the years, look set to continue their reign after impressive display in their opening matches. Uganda won the right to host the event after Ghana's bid was dismissed because of an outstanding debt with the Federation of International Hockey.
With the new teams I'm seeing, highly skillful, the young lads are taking place of the aged ones. I believe it's going to be a challenging task or a Herculean task to the upcoming teams, especially the Egyptians.
We came down to defend the cup, which we are trying as much as possible to make sure that it happens that way, because we want to defend it at least twice in a row, then go for the 3rd time in a row and keep the trophy for good.
Floyd Mayweather has arrived in South Africa as part of an initiative by the South African government to breathe new life into boxing in the country. Mayweather says it's like a dream come true to visit Africa for the first time and has hinted that one of his next 4 fights could be staged on the continent.
Arriving in Africa for the first time. Boxing legend Floyd Mayweather, one of the world's best ever fighters, with a record of 45 wins and no defeats, touched down in Johannesburg, and he appeared genuinely excited to be here.
Welcome. How's it feel to be here?
I love it. I love it. It's a dream come true.
The local police barged a chaotic path through the various fans and reporters to make way for the world champion. Mayweather is in South Africa as part of a government initiative to boost interest in boxing in the country. But at a news conference, talk quickly turned to Mayweather's future fight possibilities.
Hey, what's going on?
Rumours of a showdown with Manny Pacquiao have increased in recent weeks, but don't hold your breath on that one.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Manny Pacquiao, all of a sudden, he loses to Timothy Bradley. He loses to Marquez, which is a guy that I beat. He loses to Marquez. He has problems. He has tax problems now. So, you know, 2 losses and tax problems later. Now he all of a sudden want to say, you know what? I'll do anything to make the fight happen. When it's really saying that, Floyd, can you help me solve my tax problem or help me solve my problems, get me out of debt?
At 36, Mayweather says he will retire following the conclusion of his current broadcasting deal in 4 fights' time. And Floyd suggested that one of those 4 bouts could well be in South Africa.
I truly believe in just taking our time, not rushing. You know, speaking to different people, trying to get me to Africa for the last 3 years. You know, we took our time and eventually we made it happen. And I look forward to coming back, hopefully coming back and fighting.
But for any potential challenger out there, Floyd has this advice.
How would you fight Floyd Mayweather?
I wouldn't fight Floyd Mayweather.
So Mayweather has arrived in South Africa, but there remain question marks as to how this arrangement between the South Africa Sports Ministry and the Mayweather camp will work in the long term. And then, of course, there's the question of money. The government say not a single cent of taxpayers' money has been spent on this, but there are critics who suggest otherwise. Dan Williams, CCTV, Johannesburg.